Hi, my name is Justice, and today I'll be going over the book I read called Teachers and Machines, The Classroom Use of Technology Since 1920 by Larry Cuban. So to begin, I want to talk about the author a little bit. Larry Cuban is a professor at Stanford University, and before teaching at the college level, he was a high school social studies teacher and a district superintendent. And then besides this book, he also has a ton of scholarly journals and op-ed pieces. And in 2018, he'll be publishing a book called The Path of the Butterfly or the Bullet. And this will look at technology in the classroom. So after reading this book, I figured out the main ideas about technologies and teaching since the 1920s and how it's changed. And then the thesis is Cuban believes technological advances allowed teachers to increase productivity and efficiency, but found it was not truly successful until recently. So there were three main technological advances introduced to the classroom first, and they were film, television, and radio. And so for film, it was the first technology used in classrooms, and then teachers didn't have equipment on hand, and this wasn't very successful because teachers lacked the skills they needed to be able to use the equipment in the classroom. And for radio, the educational programs started being more heard in classrooms in the 1940s, and then eventually the equipment died out when television was introduced. So television was the third technology source used in the classrooms, and teachers were seen differently once this was implemented in the classroom. They were sort of seen as chaperones rather than teachers. And then teachers were responsible for pre and post television lessons, so they were responsible for getting the kids ready for what they were going to see in the video, and then after watching the video, they would assess what the students learned and whether or not they grasped the concept or not. And then even now, TV is still used only as a supplement rather than a replacement in the classroom. So in conclusion, I think this was a really great read, in my opinion, and it offered a lot of insight on the topic of technology and its use in the classroom. And then, even though technological advances hadn't recently been successful in the classroom, they still had some effect on kids in the 1920s and up until now. I think that with this recent generation being introduced to technology at such a young age, I think it could really help students learn. And I hope you enjoyed this. Just thank you for listening.